All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night to everyone who is joining us for Flutter Fridays today. Welcome back to number eight. Eighth? I said eight. Number eight, the eighth edition of Flutter Fridays. Again, I am joined by the wonderful co-host Xavier. How are you doing today?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing good. A lot better now that Flutter Friday is happening. And Xavier and myself will not be alone on this great stage. We are joined by the amazing Anna. How are you doing today?
Great. Thanks for the invitation. How are you?
Thanks for joining us. All right, and now let's bring up the slide deck for everyone.
Ooh.
So Anna, would you like to give a quick introduction to everyone?
Sure. I'm Anna from Ukraine. I'm a mobile development expert and I focus currently on Flutter framework. I'm passionate about quality software and also about spreading knowledge about it. That's why I talk at tech conferences, create educational content and blog posts, and also participate in mentorship programs. And I'm Google developer expert in Flutter.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here today. Anna is in Ukraine currently. It is, I think, 7 p.m. for her. So I'm very grateful for her to join us. Okay, if you are here to join for the quiz portion of Flutter Friday, you can go to menti.com on either your mobile device or your computer, and you can enter that code there. I know the code looks weird today. I'm not sure why, but it does work. I can confirm, and so can the other few people that are sending the hearts there. So we'll give everyone a few minutes.
The music is really nice today.
Thank you. I think we should start expanding our horizons because it's actually just like a 30-song loop. And I hope the songs aren't going to be stuck in your head afterwards because they always are for me.
We should have more songs dedicated to Flutter, Dash, I don't know.
Ooh, there we go. Who's up for that task?
We should start a Flutter band.
That would be cool. All right. It looks like we have a pretty good sized audience, so I'm going to go ahead and move us on. But before we get into the fun, we've got some rules. So as always, make sure to have fun, but also make sure that when you are having fun to be respectful of others and don't do anything that you wouldn't want done to you. And if you have questions, please ask them in chat, and we'll get towards them at the end. And yeah, I will move us on. And today we have prizes. First place is a $25 gift card, and second and third will be 15 and 10. And of course, we have Anna with us today, so we wanted to take a moment to support Ukraine. Anna, did you want to say anything?
Thanks for bringing this up. It's almost a year now that we in Ukraine are at war against Russia, and the situation here is really tough. So we really appreciate the help that the entire world is giving to us, and please don't stop. It really matters, and it really saves lives.
Yeah, thank you. So let's make sure we get that link in chat so everybody can go ahead and visit.
I can actually post that further.
Perfect.
Unless someone needs to do it.
So, oops.
Oh, so we have one of our fun questions here?
Yeah. Sorry, I moved on very quick. But we have a friend of Dash here. Do you guys know who this is? Oh, Kelvin says, wait for me. We'll give you some time to get in here. We're still on the fun, so we're not to the quiz part yet. And so there's the link over in YouTube chat. I'm just going to pull this up.
Looks like a couple people are actually familiar with who this is.
Actually, looking at the options, I guess my husband is playing.
All right. Lady Dash. Anna, did you want to tell the audience who that is?
So actually, she's here. This is Dashlet, and I made her with crochet a few years ago, and yeah. So my dash wouldn't be lonely. Back then I had only one dash.
Now you have a whole family of them.
Yeah.
How long did that take you to crochet? That's so cool.
Oh, there is this saying that weeks of coding will save you days of planning or something like this. So this was exactly the case. I didn't plan, and I had to reiterate on it over and over to make it look like round. So maybe a month of free time.
Wow.
Crocheting.
I don't think I have the patience to crochet.
I enjoyed this process. I also make some scarves or mittens from time to time.
Awesome. I think we have another fun question as well, Xavier.
We do. So this one's for Anna. I don't know if you remember, but the night after Flutter Vikings, you joined Dev Angels and @sign for a pizza dinner. Do you remember who you sat beside?
I'm also going to let the audience guess as well. I don't know if the audience is going to know the answer to this, though.
There were a couple pictures on Twitter, so...
Oh, there's a hint, there's a hint.
There you go. You got to dig, though. I also didn't say who posted it, so...
It's hard for me as well. The conversation was so vivid and pizza was so tasty.
That pizza did look good.
Right.
Just looking at all those
It
pictures.
was huge. I didn't expect that.
Yeah. Okay. Ready? I'm going to reveal the answer.
Ooh.
It was, in fact, myself and Anthony. So, yeah.
And I have the picture on the next slide as proof. There's proof.
No.
Look at that. What a wonderful picture.
Yeah, that was really fun because the pizza I had gotten had like these like flakes of stuff, and it was like moving just in the air. So there's another picture of Scott just like videotaping my pizza. Anyways, let's get on to the actual quiz. Is everybody ready?
Let's go. Quiz time.
So we've got up to 13 hearts here. Any more coming in? 16? I think that's what we started with. So here we go. Oh.
Let's start the music.
Everybody ready for question 1?
Here we go. Who's going to win it today?
Which one of these co-hosts has been present at every Flutter Fridays thus far?
Ooh.
Tyler, Xavier, Jeremy, or none of the above?
Ooh.
We give you plenty of time to think about it.
Yeah, I made sure to give everyone like more than enough time to read the question and the options because I know it is very, very scary. Ooh, yes!
Ooh.
Yes, I knew this question would trick a lot of people. So, for everyone that chose me, I was not in the holiday edition, and Xavier wasn't in the last one.
Yeah, so sorry to trick you, but
Ooh.
that means 9 people weren't here last week.
Oh, come on, you guys. Come on. Let's see who got that right. Oh, Milan, great job. Milan's been here like every week. I feel like I've seen their name every time. I gotta keep adding questions like that.
Okay. Countdown. Our guest, Anna, is a GDE in what? Dart and Flutter? Just Dart, just Flutter, or Web Dev?
This is a tough one. Who did their research into our guest star? Maybe 45 seconds was too long.
All right. Dart and Flutter.
Yeah, one doesn't go without the other.
Are you able to be a GDE of just Flutter, or does it have to be Dart and Flutter?
When you become GDE in Flutter, Dart comes to you automatically. So
Ooh.
it's always coupled.
But you can be Dart without Flutter.
Yes.
Good to know. Good to know.
No.
Yes, and if you are not following Anna on Twitter, there you go. There's her link. Please show the love. And also for all of the resources, we have that resource doc at the end of the quiz. So if you miss out on any of the links, no need to be worried about it. Milan's got a strong lead today because of that first question.
Oh boy, we still got quite a few questions to go though.
No pressure though, no pressure.
The matcher library is for blank in Flutter. Matching across, or matching widgets across screens, pairing widgets together visually, specifying test expectations, or matching widget attributes, text, color, size, etc. across a state.
Ooh. Anna, have you used the Matcher library recently or at all?
Sorry, have I what?
Have you used this library?
Well, I wouldn't be able to create my cheat sheet for blank in Dart and Flutter without this package. So daily.
Oh, nice. Pretty good number of you knew.
Okay. So it was specifying test expectations, and you can learn more about this at the link, which will of course be provided at the end again.
Yes.
And let's see, how are we doing?
No, Milan, no. Oh,
it's okay. You're still in there. You
I
still have a
believe in
chance.
you. Oh, I see Randall creeping in there. Uh-oh.
He's on the board, he says. An ET sneaking in with a super fast response. All right, question 4. Assertions disrupt code flow when the Boolean value returns false or true. Hopefully we didn't mess people up, because normally true's first, but
What? What? No. What are you talking about?
come on, who
Does that
says
mean
false
that's
or
true?
true?
Oh.
It's always true or false, you know?
What? What are you talking about? Oh, even split. But yes, it is false. I like that order, false or true. What a terrible way to do that.
And Here you can learn how to implement assert statements.
Pretty
Question
close
5.
top 5 there.
Which of the following are valid combinations in Dart? Try catch, try catch finally, try finally, all of the above, or none of the above.
Uh-oh. Nice.
All of the above.
Yes, you do not need a catch in your try-catch statements. Which I thought was so weird.
Hand up if you've never used a try catch statement.
I'm interested to see if someone hasn't done this before. And if you haven't caught on to the theme yet, it is pretty much all about testing. Making sure your code works or
Mhm.
does what it's supposed to. Yes, Randall is right. You can't just have a try, though. That'd be weird.
And here we go. Halftime break.
Yes.
Do we have any questions for Anna in the meantime?
And if we have an overflowing amount of questions for Anna, we also have a Q&A section at the end.
Let's see.
So, Anna, how long have you been working with Flutter and or Dart?
I guess I joined the movement with the first stable release in December 2018.
Wow.
And my story is no different from many other Flutter developers. As soon as you get to know it, you get to love it, and you can't go back.
What is one of your favorite projects that you got to work on or have worked on in the past?
Well, I wouldn't say I worked on many Flutter projects. I typically joined product companies where we would build a product for quite extensive time. So I get to love all of them. But if I had to pick one, it would be my side project, which I used to learn every new technology. I implemented it with Xamarin back when I was learning Xamarin long time ago. Yeah. Then I re-implemented it with Flutter, and it's dedicated to playing riddle games.
Cool. What's your favorite talk you've given?
My favorite talk. I'd say the favorite talk depends on the favorite topic, right? And so far, my favorite topic was using code generation in various scenarios. So it would be both my talk about code generation and Flutter Vikings, and also about building basic and advanced networking layer at Flutter Global Summit last year.
Awesome. Do we have any more questions? Xavier, do you have any questions?
I don't. I'm gonna try to pull up that talk though. Send a link.
We can put that talk in the resources document for the end as well for anyone who's interested.
Yeah.
But I think everyone has had a good break. I think everyone's had some water or Diet Coke. I think someone said in the chat there. Oh, someone said or asked, how did you become a GDE in Flutter and Dart?
So it was back in 2021, I guess. I was already working with Flutter and had some open source contributions, had written content, and then the Flutteristas conference happened. It was a big international conference dedicated to Flutter, where I spoke about code generation. No surprise there. And that's kind of was the last drop to my baggage of contributions, which allowed me to be part of this program.
Awesome. Well, it's great to have you as a GDE for the Flutter community. All right, Xavier, you ready to get into the second half?
Almost.
Come on, Xavier. I want the questions.
Okay. I'll do this in a second. Let's go ahead to question 6. I'm a bit slow today.
It's okay. It's Friday. You're allowed to be. Oh, we have a QR code right there. Oops. That's interesting. I hope that isn't the actual QR code for the answer. That'd be really awkward. Is it too small to read for a camera, though? I think it might be. The answer's right there, but you can't get to it. That is so evil. Whoops. Who has used shift operators in here? Xavier, Anna?
Not in Dart. Not yet.
It is the shift left operator. Hopefully my resource slide for the next one is actually there. Oh no, it's not. Oh, sorry. It's in the resource doc, don't worry. It exists. I promise that is the right answer.
We gave a 2-for-1 with that slide.
Oh, look at this. It's a tight race. Randall making his way onto the podium again. Oh, we gotta have like 2 sections, one for Randall and one for like everyone else. 2 tracks.
Which directories does the command flutter clean delete? Gradle and gradle.properties, Android/app/source, and iOS/runner. Build and .dart tool. Flutter clean does not delete anything, only wipes certain files.
Ooh.
How many times a day do you have to run Flutter clean?
Ooh, that's a good follow-up question.
That is. That would be our fun question for next week.
There you go. It honestly depends on what I'm working on. Yeah. Like if I'm working on something that's being headache inducing, then like 10,000 times a day. But then if it's simple, sometimes never.
Nice. Looks like pretty good number of us knew that.
All right. So build and .dart tool. And there you go. Check out the Flutter CLI. Had some fun stuff with that. And what's going on here? Ooh, Milan fighting his way back into...
come on, Milan.
into second. There you go.
I believe. Vipin, though, strong lead for the past couple questions here.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Do you get bonus points for being the fastest, or is it just like you get that certain number of points and everyone else gets less?
No, it's just a fraction of like how much time is left.
I see.
So Flutter Engine is mostly written in Dart, C++, Flutter, or Java.
Ooh. This might be an easy question. This might be. Was Flutter written with Flutter? That'd be crazy.
Python.
Man, if you can build any engine with Python, I'd be pretty impressed. Rust. All the languages, all of them compiled together.
C++. Yes.
I respect whoever answered with Flutter, though. Yep, and Flutter is open source, so if you don't actually believe us, you can go check it out for yourself.
Or you probably already have a copy of it on your computer if you go digging.
It's one of the most starred and forked repos on GitHub, right? Is it still in like the top 20 or something?
I'm not sure.
That's going to be a question for the next Flutter Friday, everyone.
Study up. There we go. Was there any place changes? I didn't see.
I think Randall took third again. Unless he was third last time.
I noticed we have two people that were fastest. They were so fast,
Ooh.
they tied.
They answered at the same time? Oh my goodness.
All right. What is this? 3 questions left. Here we go. In the expect function, you can pass in futures into the actual parameter and it will wait for the future to complete before doing the assertion.
Oh boy.
True or false?
You mean false or true?
Sorry.
I gave everyone plenty of time for this one. This is a long question. I also gave the function as well in case you weren't familiar with it. Anna, out of your development, how much testing do you do? Or how much testing would you recommend?
I do plenty, and well, in our company we have a special approach where we would cover big blocks of code with fewer tests, still having pretty good coverage. And as for what I would recommend, of course, the higher percentage of code coverage you can achieve, the better. At the same time, don't be like it's 100 or nothing. Better more than less.
Yes, you can never have too much testing until you have way too much. And yes, the answer to this question is true. You can pass in futures into the actual parameter. And I have the resource slide as well next to this, where it goes into some depth. So because it's a future, futures will be awaited until a value is passed into them. And once that actual has a value, the test will complete. So if you didn't know that, there you go. And also that resource will link you to that function and all of the descriptions on how to use the expect function. Oh no, Vipin and Milan didn't get that right.
The upset.
No. Vipin though, still in the lead.
Vipin wants to win today.
I believe. 2 more questions. He can hold it down. Or they can hold it down.
In the context of software tests, CI stands for Continuous Integration, Command Interface, Cipher Instancing, or Confidential Informant.
Oh no. I couldn't tell you. Well, I could, but I couldn't tell you before I wrote this question. Catastrophic infrastructure. Oh wow, a lot of people actually knew that. Man, it's just me then. I feel like I would not pass these quizzes then.
Uh-oh. Yeah, I mean, before continuous integration, it probably was catastrophic. All right. Wow, very close scores.
I saw a 990 up there. Wow.
That was fast. Okay, one more.
we go.
Is everyone ready? Oh, I guess no one's ready.
I love how that last option there, we're supposed to know Flutter, kind of upholds with what Randall said earlier, where he said, I think there will be questions on Flutter for this quiz.
So yeah, after this last question, please do remember we have Q&A. So if you have questions about testing or any Flutter stuff, feel free to ask at the end. But let's get into the last question here.
Here we go. Who's going to win it? Who's taking it home?
Question 11. You can run Flutter tests in the terminal using the blank command.
Oh no, not another Flutter CLI. Oh no.
Oh boy.
For almost all commands which I run daily, I have LSs, shorter versions. So sometimes I wouldn't remember the long version of the command myself.
Yeah, that's a very useful thing is when you start to realize you type the same thing over and over again, you always make a shortcut. It'll save you so much time.
Ooh, got a few people there. He tripped up a few people.
Come on, guys. You're not testing?
What? We're supposed to be testing our code? Oh, no.
Yeah. Tests are very important. So this is how you run tests. If you don't already know, please open the QR code and at least get the very basic in place. Oh, you use the IDE.
Yeah,
okay, that's
the
fair.
debug. There we go. Come on.
Fair.
We do testing, kind of. That still counts. All right, let's see the leaderboard.
Final leaderboard.
No, Vipin, no! What happened? No! Oh, Randall. No!
Randall takes it.
No! Congratulations, Randall.
I feel like we can't mention the top like 3 anymore because if we ever do, we put too much pressure on them. So I'm sorry, guys.
First going. So yes, for the submission form, if you came first, second, third, or fourth, Vipin, I see you. You can submit your information.
Yeah.
So I think you can go to the next slide for the submission form.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So second, third, and fourth place, please enter your info just so that we can get you your prizes. And if you aren't second, third, and fourth, just hang on for a second and we'll just be hanging out and answering some questions if you'd like to join us.
And thank you to everyone else that joined today, answered those very difficult testing questions.
What do you think you would have gotten on the quiz?
I probably, realistically, I don't do any testing, so I would have done pretty poorly.
I would have done okay. There were a few that would have caught me, maybe.
I think I might have gotten a passing mark, but it wouldn't have been strong. Anna, do you think you would have aced that? That was probably too easy.
Well, a few questions made me think harder, which may mean I would answer slower and maybe lose the first place.
Yeah, I feel like that's the hardest part. You have to know the answer, like understand the question, and then answer quickly. You can't just like know the answer.
All right, let's move on here. So feel free to ask us anything. We'll be sticking around for the next 10 minutes or so, if there are questions. Great quiz, guys. Thanks for joining us, Vipin.
Yeah, thank you. Great job.
He says, we'll get you next time, Randall.
Vipin, sorry, Randall's the nemesis now. That's the guy to beat.
Should
There we
viewers
go.
organize in groups?
We have a question. What testing framework do you suggest for Flutter? From Flutter Boy.
Like Patrol IPM. Actually, Patrol is the framework I was setting up just today for testing purposes. I mean, for testing how the framework will integrate with our project. I guess the question is related to integration tests, and Flutter has its own integration test mechanism, which is working. I mean, it has some limitations of interacting with native side of the platform, where Patrol comes handy.
All right, I have another one up here on Menti. Have you used GLaDOS? Is that how you say it? I believe that's. I think I have the right package here. Are you familiar with that, Anna?
No, it's the first time I hear about it. What's it's for?
I assume they mean the pub package, right? It seems to be a testing framework. To be honest with you, I'm not familiar with it either.
I only know it as the portal reference.
That's something interesting to investigate.
Just quickly pull it up. Oh, I'm sharing the tab. I can't even do that.
Oh, yeah, it is the portal reference. Wow. Look at that. It's property testing. It generates test for you, says Randall. That's cool. So it will figure out inputs that would try and break properties of the code. That's really cool. I will put that link in the chat for the package on pub.dev for anyone that is interested. And it was published 3 months ago, so it's pretty recent.
Is that recent in the software world?
I mean,
sometimes. It depends on whether it needs changes or not. Sometimes it doesn't. This one's got 140 pub points and it's
open source, so even if it needs something, we could fix it.
So, like with AI?
I don't know.
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
For figuring out what inputs it would take to break the code, I assume.
Any last questions here before we wrap up?
I have one for Anna. How do we get our own dashlet?
What?
How do we get our own dashlet? Would you be willing to release like instructions for crocheting our own?
Well, as I said, because I didn't plan and was making it on the go, I have no idea how to replicate it. It's the only one in the world.
It's one of a kind.
But actually, I saw some knitted versions of Dash online. So there are different kinds, bigger sizes.
I wonder if we can get that like officiated, become a true friend of Dash. All right, do we have any more questions?
I think we're just about to wrap.
All right. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today for Flutter Friday. And a huge thank you to Anna. I'm sure you're ready for dinner and bed.
Thanks for the invite. It was my pleasure.
I'm just gonna throw this up one last time.
Thank you.
Yes. Oh, and also let me put the resources doc in the chat for everyone who is interested in all the things we talked about today. I also have to change the permissions in case anyone had the doc up already. Share. Anyone copy? All right. Here you go, everyone. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful Flutter Friday, and we will see you all for the next one.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.